Reade. I really appreciate being on this podcast. I'm super excited. So just a general overview about me. So I'm the founder and CEO of Alma Mater, which is an alumni engagement platform that connects alumni with the student organizations that they're a part of in college and high school. And so we basically created the LinkedIn for Alumni, which is it's going to be a mobile app that alumni can create an account. They can join the organizations they were part of and interact that way.
Awesome. Well, so you represent a growing, I guess, cohort of our audience, right? It's that startup space, right? Are you guys pre-revenue or are you post-revenue at this point?
So we're a little bit in between. Okay. So how it kind of happened is for the past 12 months, we've been running a web-based pilot program, so to speak. So I just mentioned the mobile app that we just finished, but we had a web-based application. So that's like something that you would log on your laptop and use. So we had that rolling for about 12 months. And we got on board 150 organizations, over 4,000 alumni, and those organizations raised a little bit over $65,000 on our platform. And so we are a transaction business. So when they raised money, we also made money. So that was kind of like our proof of concept. Let's get a product out there, see what the clients think about it. And then we took that info and that perspective and the feedback, and we thought about what we would make on the mobile app side of things so that it could scale with the alumni. So yeah, we are post revenue. We have traction. It's nothing, it's nothing that we're going to take to a venture capitalist and raise $1 million with, but we think that it is the proof of concept that we need to continue to move forward with the new products that we have now.
Gotcha. And how'd you get to those? You said 150, 160 different organizations. How'd you roll that out? What was that marketing and sales process like?
So I come from, and I'm sure you'll probably ask me this, but I come from the college sport club world. I was a college rower for 4 years, and I was the president for 2 years. And so I was essentially an expert in that space. And so what we did before we launched is we put together an Excel list, basically, of all of the presidents of all of the sport clubs of all the colleges in the United States. And we just ran a massive email, direct to email campaign, and sent them a message being like, hey, this is what we are, this is what we do, this is how this is how we can help you out. Create a free account. Let us know what you think about it. And then that really set us up for kind of going on in the future. So I think after that we set up like 45 accounts in the first 3 months. And then really when the spring hit in spring 2019, that was when we started to get a lot more engagement. So that was kind of like our landing point and foundation for how we got the organizations on board.
Okay, I got you. And so how do those organizations benefit from working with you guys?
So essentially what we do for them is we give them an opportunity, we give them the tools and the features to run really successful alumni programs on their own. So how it works now is that you have student organizations in the college level, right? You have your fraternities, sororities, sport clubs, educational, professional organizations that they're usually student run, but they have a ton of membership. Most people who go to college join some kind of organization. And so, they go through either 2, 3, 4 years in that organization and they graduate. And a lot of times those members in undergrad really benefit from that experience. But when they graduate, the organizations don't have an easy way to keep in touch with those alumni or communicate with them. And invariably the organizations are student run, they're underfunded, and organizations need to fundraise. So what we did originally is we gave them, a web-based platform so they can keep touch with their alumni, so they can have an alumni database. They could send out email newsletters through our web-based app, and then they could run fundraising campaigns as well. So that was really the value add. And these organizations could sign up for free and literally have all of the tools that they needed to run an alumni program with one touch.
Okay, I got you. And so I'm thinking through, and I know we talked about this before, so your main target is the organization themselves, not the individual alumni. They're not signing up themselves, or is it both ways?
So now it's going to be both ways. So
Okay.
it's kind of confusing. I guess the first 12-month pilot that we did, it was just organizations. We gave organizations the tools to bring on their own alumni, communicate with them directly. We just gave them the platform. Now what we're doing with our mobile app is we're putting our mobile app on the App Store. Any alumni can download it. They can create their alumni profile, put those schools they were a part of, and then join those organizations. So now we are both B2B, so to speak, with the organizations, and then B2C with the alumni.
Gotcha. Okay. So what does that growth strategy look like in practice? How are we taking that to market?
So a big part of it is going to be partnerships with universities and, educational and athletic departments, even like private schools in the high school market of things. So what we'll do is, we'll reach out to them and kind of give them our spiel on like why we're a value add, from the sense that our platform can communicate with alumni directly, whereas no other platform or social media platform can do that. And so we would have those universities create accounts on our platform for a fee, and then they're going to promote our Alma Mater app out to all of their network, which includes the alumni. So our scaling strategy really hinges on our ability to work with these universities and get our app out there at scale.
I got you. So is it a direct outreach model to similar to the way you got your initial beta users?
Yep. Yeah, it's direct outreach.
Gotcha. And you guys using cold email or LinkedIn, or just pulling up their publicly listed edu.edu email addresses?
Yeah, it's amazing how much information is out there if you just look for it. But yeah, definitely. I mean, we have a good amount of contacts just from the last 12 to 18 months that we've just been operational. So we're I went to Virginia Tech. We have a good relationship with Virginia Tech, and before the COVID-19 crisis, we had some really good discussions with them where they had to kind of push it back because of everything that's going on.
Yep.
But we'll start with them, and we'll branch out, and we'll start with the departments, and then work our way up to the colleges. So we'll use the cold email strategy. We'll also use LinkedIn to kind of get in the door and start the conversation.
I got you. And so you mentioned something that we have to talk about it, right? How does business growth and marketing change for you guys during this coronavirus shutdown, or whatever we're calling this? What does that look like over the next, for the foreseeable future?
I think that everybody is asking the same question of like, when will this end? And I don't think anybody knows, but I think we're at a very fortunate point where, we just finished the building of our app. And now we have this awesome opportunity to test it and beta test it and get feedback from users. And we have this period of time where, everybody is most people are still working, they're still in their homes, but they're not vacationing. They're very reachable at this point. And so what we're going to do is we're going to spend this time to build and polish and make sure we have everything we need to, where we can have our beta users really engaged with us. And then kind of see where we're at the end of 4 to 6 weeks. I fully intend to kind of have this, COVID-19 crisis last, until for the next 2 to 3 months, on the short term. But I think we're in a good opportunity. I think if we were a startup that launched 2 months ago, I think it may be harder for people, or if it's a startup that relies on people that are no longer working in their jobs, like in the hospitality space or travel space. I think it's a significantly hard time. But I think for us, we see this as a really, really big opportunity. On another side of things, our eventual clients are going to be universities, departments, private schools, right? And so they've spent the last 3 weeks totally reshuffling how they're imagining communication and operations. And we think that is just a great opportunity for us to come in with a new piece of technology that are going to help them communicate in this age of, not everybody's in the same place. And so we see it as a huge opportunity. I mean, we're going to continue to build, we're going to continue to work on the company and the product. And, we can only take advantage of what's in front of us. And so we're just going to, we're going to have to wait and see like everybody else. But I think we're in a good spot.
So so I love that attitude about it, and this is a recurring theme that I've been hearing from guests on this podcast, and from folks that I've been talking to virtually, of course, is that look, there are no distractions. You and I talked about this before we went live, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no sports on, there's no new movies coming out. There's no vacation, right? So your customers and your potential customers, mine, everybody who's watching this, they're doing what we're doing. This is my home office. They're working from home, or they're an essential employee who still has to go to work, but is spending their time on this thing, right? Their mobile device more than ever, for better or for worse. It is what it is. And so it can be an opportunity if we choose to make it. I wanted to quickly reference the audience here, because I've been, first of all, if you're watching this live, do me a favor and leave a comment that says live. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment just that says replay, so we know when people are watching and when it makes sense to publish these. But I want everybody to really take note of this. This is not a snow day. I've been saying this, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. This is not a time to duck and cover. This thing could be around for a while. Right? And I'm not going to be a scaremonger, a fearmonger. I don't buy into living by fear, making decisions by fear, but you do need to prepare, and preparing your business to be able to continue its growth virtually is paramount. So I saw that you were going to say something there, Neill. I'm sorry for going on that long tangent.
I think you're right. I mean, I think it's definitely not a snow day. I've been more busy in the past 2 weeks than I have, the whole time running the startup. It's funny because everybody is like working from home, and they're talking about, how to do Zoom or how to do virtual stuff. And I'm like, I've been working from home for 2 years.
Yeah.
So like, this is nothing new to me. And, if anything, I just have more company doing what I do. But I think, I don't know exactly where everybody in your audience is, but I think especially for the startup people, we just started raising capital in the past month. We basically saw the completion of our mobile app as an opportunity to raise an angel round, and we're not raising anything, massive, but it's going to be enough to kind of like help with our launch and grow over the next 6 to 9 months. And, a lot of people, the firsthand response was like, oh, this is a horrible time to raise money. But for me, reaching out like on LinkedIn or through email or getting people on the phone, I've never, and we haven't completed our round or anything, but I've never had more success getting people on the phone, telling them what we're up to, and then either, them wanting to hear more, or them connecting us to other people who they want, me to talk to. And so, I think this is a perfect opportunity, to get in touch with people. There's always you're going to have, you contact 100 people, 90 of them aren't going to respond, and only 2 of them are going to be interested in a phone call, but like, you have everybody in the same place. So, I think it's great.
Yeah, I did a webinar just a bit ago, and one of the panelists said that it's almost like we're on a game show, and everybody is having to play by the same rules. And it's like, okay, here's your challenge, go figure it out. And another thing I've been talking about a lot is that great businesses are built during times of economic distress. And I believe the reason for that is because there are fewer competitors, because you may be seeing this in the startup space. And I know I'm seeing this in my space, in my industry, and a lot of my clients are as well. They're competitors who are just playing the wait and see game or the duck and cover, or they're not equipped to be able to do the outreach that you're doing, and to be able to do this virtually. I'm like you. I've been working from a home office for years now, and I have competitors, and my clients have competitors that they're having to figure out how to turn the thing on and to use the thing. This isn't brand new technology. This stuff has been around, right? So you've got a head start. And for those of you watching, hopefully you've been paying attention to what not me, but people like me have been talking about for the last few years, and your business is positioned to grow in a virtual capacity and using things like digital marketing and creative outreach efforts like what Neill is talking about here, reaching out to people on LinkedIn and through email.
I think that when you think about, and I have like an economics and finance background, and when you look at how recessions happen, you have a ton of, like you said, the competitors go away because the guys who can't make it over a period of time can't turn the lights on, and they either get bought out by bigger companies or they just have to completely stop. I know for the startup space, some of the younger entrepreneur friends that I know, like I see them posting on LinkedIn that they accepted a job for the summer. And I'm just like, this is exactly what happens when, a recession happens or a downturn. And like, this is such an opportunity because, never in the modern history of the world has, GDP basically gone from churning at 100% to probably going down to 10%. And you have businesses, it's not even a 20% decline. It's like you have businesses that are operating at 100% that now have zero revenue and they have virtually the same costs as they had last time. So it's like, if you're able to take this time and however long it may be, and honestly, like if you're a business, you should plan on this affecting you for the next 6 months. Because even if we reopen again, there's still going to be repercussions, And so if you're able to weather this out and be smart about it and be lean and kind of take advantage of the situation, I think I think the companies that came out of the 2008 recession, the Uber, the Lyft, the Airbnbs, are going to be 10 times as much because people have to be smart. They have to operate while people can't go into stores. They have to, I just think it's an interesting opportunity. I think perspective is going to win the day.
Man, that's a good quote. Perspective is going to win the day. I totally agree. I mean, I am seeing people that I know, similar to what you said, people just taking jobs. I'm seeing people that I know, and they're just, I mean, literally, I'm friends with some folks on Facebook, and they've gone up to like a mountain cabin, thinking that they're just going to wait this thing out and going to come back when the world goes back to normal.
I mean, waiting for a while.
Yeah, I think you're going to be waiting for a while, and if you think your business can just operate, I mean, I've got some clients and their revenue is dropping 50, 70, 80%. And the ones that are not prepared to be able to monetize, to be able to deliver and market and sell their product virtually without having to be there physically, they're going to struggle. So now is a good time to reach out and support small businesses that don't have another option. Restaurants, buy a gift card, or order takeout if you can. There's a lot of these businesses that I believe we have the responsibility to try and support, but the form of support sometimes is helping them figure out how to do things virtually. Neill, we're coming up on the end of our time for this. I really appreciate you joining us today. I think you've got a really bright future with your business. I think you're doing the right things right now at a time that you're going to see a lot of other competition for those that's the seed funding and the future that venture capital are doing exactly what you described. They're just getting out of the market. So where can people learn more about Alma Mater, and where can they learn more about you?
Yeah, so if you want to learn more about Alma Mater, head to our website. So it's www.alma-mater.co. We're working on the domain name here, but that's where it's going to be at. Feel free to check around. For me personally, I'm on all the social channels. So it's Neill Frazier, remember the second L, and you'll be able to find me. And if you want information on our new product, our new mobile app, it's on all of our social media channels, and you can find us on LinkedIn as well. That has more information as well. Awesome.
And I'll make sure all those links are available in the comments, or if you're watching this on YouTube or listening in the podcast, it's going to be in the description of the video and of the podcast. Neill, thanks so much for taking the time with me today. This has been a really great conversation. I wish you guys the best.
Thanks, Reade. You too.